What's up? Gonna do a little cutting with the 394 and check out the tune. Tommy Max 394. A little bit of oak. I'm just gonna cut up a few things and see how it's running. Over here, I'm going to check out where it's spinning on the high side. Go to the tack real quick. That's full bar length, right in the middle of rope. it's running idling great. Let's give it a refire here. Pull you guys back. Check out the plug later and make sure. So yeah, it's got one little kind of flat spot on the idle side, but this, you got to remember, this is like a 30-year-old carb in this thing. So I love the way it's idling. It runs good, it starts good. So that's my main concern for this logger, guys, that it runs and starts good. I think I'm going to leave it right where it is. I don't know how good this... And it chain's pretty sharp. So that's pulling pretty good. So you're pulling, you know, full bar. You can tell by the noodles that's, you know, that's fresh cut oak. That one's pretty fresh. It's not, you know, this one's a little bit drier. You can see by the noodles. And that one's obviously, white oak is bone dry. You can see by the noodles. So yeah, it's pulling good. It pulls full bar, full comp, as you can see. So it's full comp LGX. I just put this chain got hit on the parking lot here. Actually over there, got hit on the parking lot over there in that small pile, and I just put a grind on it and then hand filed it, took the rakers way down because I had to file it pretty far back, or I had to grind it pretty far back, and it seems to be cutting pretty good. So this is gonna, that Oregon's going with the saw, and I don't think that little bit of bog is going to bother him at all. I want him to run it, break it in, because it's a, you know, it's a pretty all OEM fresh build. It's like 22,000 squish. I think the numbers on it is 100, 122, 78 is where it came out. So basically all that did was increase the intake duration a little bit. I machined the jug, dropped it 26 thousandths so that we could get down to 20 thousandths with a gasket. It was at 49. So I took it down 26, ended up at 22 instead of 23, you know, because of tightening it down. I've been through the carb like 10 times. It's the old original WJ71. The carbs are like 200 bucks, so he's already into a bunch of money on the saw as it is. So I didn't want to have to buy a new carb, so I've been through the carb a bunch. And last night I found the stupidest thing. The tip of the main needle, the rubber tip, it had come off it and was stuck inside the orifice. So I mean, it caused me all kinds of problems. I was tuning back and forth, and I was bending the metering arm up and down, and one way it would flood and one way I wasn't getting any fuel, and it was just like a nightmare back and forth. And finally I tore the whole thing apart, and well, tore the whole thing apart. I tore the whole thing apart almost every time, but I was testing pop-off on it, and I was getting inconsistent numbers, and it wasn't popping off really well. And then I pulled the main needle out, and the end's gone off it, and shine a light inside there, it's stuck inside the orifice. So that was causing all kinds of mayhem. This thing's been rebuilt, ground up, original crank, original cylinder and piston, rings, new rings, seals, bearings. It's got a new coil in it, but I don't think there's anything wrong with the other coil now. So I get another coil. All right down a split. Got an extra port on the muffler right here. This side's open. What else? Can't think of what else. I just threw this 36 on here, but I'm going to give it to him because I'm not running this 36 on my 272s anymore, so I'm going to give him this bar and chain with it. That's about it. I put a lot of repair jobs. That's a new cover on this side. Screws, things like that. Still got the original air filter in it. But yeah, so it seems to be running pretty good. I wonder, see if it will pop off after sitting for a couple minutes. So that's a real good test. If you let it sit for five minutes like that, it's holding its pressure really well. So the pressure inside the crankcase, I mean, the pressure in the fuel system, there's no leaks. It's holding its pressure really well. That's what, when your saw starts hard, you're not maintaining that vacuum and pressure in there. And that's one good test that I didn't need to throw it into high idle or something like that, which would, kick it off anyway, but just at regular idle, will let it sit for a few minutes and cool off after running hard like that. And then if it starts right back up, usually you're in pretty good shape as far as being sealed up. So that's a good sign. Sounds like it's just about perfect for them. So let's see what you guys are looking at. Yeah, so I'm gonna let him run it. Let his boys tear into some stuff, wreck a few chains, and then I'll check it out in a couple of weeks, see how it's doing. But yeah, it seems to be that one pass, it's no joke pulling. So when you got full comp 36 full comp buried in oak like that, you got every tooth engaged, and ripping like that, tearing out noodles, that's this thing's a torque monster. I'm actually considering taking some of the top end out of it. I'm considering tuning it back a little bit, but it's still four-stroking a little, so it sounds like it's perfect. Except for that little flat spot right at on the trigger when it's been sitting. But 30-year-old carb, I mean, I'm just lucky I didn't have to buy a new one. So I think we'll go with it from here and see where she goes. But thanks for watching. Just want to give you an update.